Sea Fox Paint. We play D&D poorly and paint poorly as well.
At least we're consistent. Hmm. Nice. Joe, some of our, I know my camera is really small for some reason now that I'm looking at it. Why is my camera so fucking small? Holy shit.
You're just so adorable.
Okay.
All right, I think that yeah, that looks like it lines up now.
DM, are you giving like where we're at in the story?
Oh, your mic's off, apparently, according to somebody in Streamlabs according to the Streamlabs.
Yeah, so
there we go.
Last time we were playing, you guys made your way into the Temple of Solid Earth, and there you figured out that there was a Hierophant Lich who was pretty much controlling and calling the shots from below. You guys fought it bravely. You were also able to find what can only be assumed would be some type of elemental who was being tortured by two earth elementals. Who freed him? It's two of you.
Sylvia and Bjarka did.
Yeah, so Sylvia and Bjarka ended up freeing this guy, and he basically asked them to return the mask to Tathar here, the elf king, and he ended up basically disintegrating him before their eyes, leaving the mask. Now, after the Hierophant Lich was defeated, the party realized that they had not found his reliquary, and we were on the day after that battle, and they have decided they're going to go back in to find the phylactery, to make sure he does not pull a Lazarus. So we meet right back at the tavern, the Sour Glass. You all were speaking over breakfast after a very long night, and you have finished your breakfast. And how do you want to proceed?
I seem to remember that Bjarka was outside getting Firebrand from the stables.
Yes, and you actually saved the stable boy because Firebrand had the stable boy up against the wall, Felice Johnson style.
Right,
So
Adam cornered.
now you guys have a little bit of gold in your pocket. You have some funds. If you want to buy some stuff, you can do that. If you just kind of want to move on and make your way back down to the temple, you have that option. How would you like to proceed?
Since I'm outside, is there like a town shop to like buy some kind of potions that I can find while waiting for the others to finish up breakfast?
Yes, there is. I will bring that up in one moment. All right. Is anyone else buying some stuff, or is it
Ray
just
will
going to be
likely
Bjarka
tag
this time?
along considering his tendency to not eat breakfast.
I was also hoping to find somewhere that might have a simple healing potion. I'm also wanting to pick up a longbow.
Yeah, healing potion would be nice.
Okay, so longbows and healing potion. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, so you make it to the potion shop. It is staffed by a very old human female. The first thing you notice is she is missing several fingers. She's kind of leaning on the counter, looking a little tired. When you come in, she hears the bell ring, but she doesn't look directly at you, and you can kind of see that she's kind of squinting around. And she's like, "Oh, welcome. How can I help you?"
And what was the name of the shop?
Name of the shop. So apparently, not in the stuff that I was given. You know what? I don't see the name. We're going to call it the Missing Finger. Here we go. So she kind of walks towards your voice, or the sound of the bell. I don't know if you guys have spoken yet. She trips over a cat, which darts out between your legs, and she says a couple of curse words in Elvish as she shakes her what's left of her hand, and she's kind of leaning on the counter, looking at you, whoever's in here. That would
With
be you.
his esteemed elvish abilities, Spray would like to know what the mouth on this lady is like.
With the mouth on this lady?
We need to know if she's a sailor. No quicker way to tell.
I mean, me and
We'll just say
Rayla speak Elvish too.
call the cat the murderous shit.
Oh, alright.
I have no idea what she said. Hail. And what was your name? I'm sorry.
Oh, you can call me Agnes.
Agnes. Do you have any potions of healing for sale?
Of course. How many are you looking for?
Well, really would depend on the price.
Well, I can give them to you for about 50 gold pieces each.
Sure. Fine price. Um, I'll take 2, please.
Okay, so you give her 100 gold pieces. She gives you 2 potions, and before she hands them to you, and you seem like the type of fella who might enjoy this. And she pulls out a potion from the very top of the shelf, almost falling as she stumbles and breaks some of the lower shelves. And she kind of
Whoa,
lands,
you're
and she
right.
says, "Nailed it!" And she hobbles over to you, and she shows you this potion, and she says, "This is an armor potion."
Armor
Mm.
potion. Can you elaborate?
Well, your your armor will not go below a certain threshold, and you'll actually become more dexterous. It lasts for a whole day. Only 226 gold pieces.
With my military salary, I'm sorry. I cannot afford that. Thank you, though.
Oh, poor soldier,
Yes, quite.
Do you have any rich wizard spend, friends?
Casually turn to look at the others.
Because they might like this. And she goes back up climbs back up those same shelves. These shelves are like worm eaten, and those of you with superior hearing can hear the wood cracking under her weight. And
God.
she is like none the wiser, but you guys can see that if she keeps doing this, there's going to be a workplace incident. But she comes back down with another bottle, and this bottle is shaped like a pillow. And she says, "This is rest in a bottle. This will remove 1 level of exhaustion. Only 86 gold pieces."
I could see all that could be very handy.
Sure. Sure. I'm gonna snag 1 potion for Respa as well.
One
With
healing potion.
yeah, 1 regular healing potion as well, just so you're aware.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, Calder will grab 1 healing potion too.
Right, no problem.
Me,
Ray
3.
thinks that it's impossible for him to be hurt and is not much of a medic, so he'll just go around the shop looking for oddities to add to his collection of weird warlock shit.
Did you just say in the universe that it's impossible for you to be hurt?
He certainly thinks so.
Did you ever see the beginning of Titanic? Okay, we'll play that game. Moving along. All right.
Is Titanic some kind of beast?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Got it.
It's immune to cold damage.
No,
I'm gonna
but
note
not
that
it's not.
Sylvia. I'm gonna note that Sylvia's not here at the shop because if she was, she would spend literally everything she owns on all these potions because they all sound wonderful. But she's enjoying lunch, and we'll meet up with everyone, or breakfast, and we'll be meeting up with everyone before they hit the thing.
Was a slow eater.
But she has a longbow as well. Quailiff, if you're still looking for that.
Yes. How much would it be if I see you have a longbow hanging just over there? How much would that be, please?
Well, it's right now it's unenchanted. I could give you it unenchanted for about 20 gold pieces. But if you want any type of enchantment on it, I can do that for 100, since you're a cutie.
100.
Well, right now I unfortunately can only afford the bow itself, but I am definitely interested in getting an enchantment. I may come back later once I've earned a little bit more.
Well, she leans over on the counter and she says, "Well, there's others ways to pay."
Oh, Lord.
Wayleth of all people!
What did you have in mind?
No shame. I $20 is $20. I get it. Well, if you were to collect certain, well, it depends. What are your prices?
It really depends on whether it's in my skill set.
Well, I don't think you're picking up what I'm throwing down, so I'm just going to sell you the bow.
That's fair.
Are there any fun Eldritch oddities on her shelf? Fun trinkets and the like?
Eldritch, you're looking for like magical items?
Small stuff, magical items, things that might be related to cursed entities. You know, the like.
I don't keep any cursed things here. This is a reputable shop.
Oh, of course. When do I come back?
I don't sell cursed items.
Oh, come on, everyone's got a few. You get a few by accident. Come on.
Look,
Yeah,
you take that to those Westport hussies. Here in Eastport, we have class. She said.
Oh, how long's the walk to Westport?
Wait,
From here, probably about 2 days.
wait, are we from Westport?
You're in Eastport right now.
Yeah,
So-
aren't we from Westport?
No,
No.
Oh,
you're from
was-
Raemia.
Oh, I thought that there was like I didn't know if that was because I didn't study any of the geography. I thought she was
It
just
shows.
like sandbagging. I know where I fought. I don't know I don't know all the land. That'd be insane. People expecting that.
I was just kind of looking for kind of maybe fun, wondrous items to pick up. Spray's not necessarily responsible with his money.
Yeah, I mean, but
Sandbaggers.
honestly, any wondrous items are going to be well out of your current price range.
Fair.
You got to remember, you're balling on a budget, okay?
That's what persuasion is for.
semi-wondrous?
There's no such thing.
Glitter glue.
I'll give you 5 silver pieces for that enchant.
I mean, you could find my personal favorite, the Cloak of Billowing.
I love the
I love the Cloak of Billowing.
Cloak of Billowing,
best thing in all of Xanathars. Hands down.
fan favorite.
Yeah.
Or that doll that like says stuff that you like program into.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I was looking for. Just the flavor
you can find a Cloak of Billowing here. She has one of those.
I don't know if cloak is
But you
his
kept
style.
saying
How
cursed
about
items. You were throwing me off.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He would just see stuff as that because that's where he gets his magic from. So
Fair enough.
Like any
he just
license
throws
plates with
everything
his name
weird
on
as
it. Those weird magnets you get in gift shops, stuff like that.
a license plate that lets you change the numbers on it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Actually,
a
looking for-
mug
oh,
with
they
his
only-
name on it, but it's spelled wrong.
They only have got license plate for Sproy. It's like, who names themselves Sproy? And like someone comes and like, oh, come here, Sproy, we've got one for you.
All right, so you can buy the Cloak of Billowing for like 10 gold pieces if you want. I mean, it's like what is it? It's less than common, right? Or is it common?
It's a common item.
It is common.
It's not game breaking, so you can get it for 20 gold.
Can it be themed as a worn out, raggedy captain's coat that does not fit him?
So now we're talking about alterations. I can do that for another 30 gold pieces.
Spray would do it.
4 in total? Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Okay, so she takes the cloak and she literally puts it on the edge of the counter and just starts ripping it down the counter. And like she hobbles out and walks out and throws it in the mud, and she calls over a kid and they start doing like jumping games on it. And she uses her magic to dry it off, and then here you go.
Thank you.
I know some seamstresses. That's legit.
I never know if Quailith is joking.
That wasn't the Quailith voice.
God.
All right, so is everyone done spending their hard-earned theft?
Yes.
Those were legitimate
Spoils.
spoils, yeah.
Just
You stole
because the
from the
undead were
undead.
walking does not mean you didn't rob the grave.
No.
I feel like is it truly grave robbing if the dead were trying to kill us for unrelated reasons? I feel like at that point it's just spoils of war.
Just rendered.
Fair
Take
enough.
it from someone that knows you can't take it with you. It's not theirs anymore.
Okay. I appreciate the insight into your morality. All right, so
That guy
where are we
dark
heading next?
metal pelvis.
I am neither lawful nor good, so
You want?
All right, so you guys finish up on your buying. By this point, it is lunchtime, so I'm assuming you make your way back to the tavern and have lunch with Sylvia, unless you have other plans. Just
Sylvia?
let me know.
Still there eating?
Yeah, I just imagine like she was like, "Oh no, I was like she's like tinkering with some like random shit at the table, and you guys come and say, "Oh, is it lunchtime already?"
Oh, just got completely distracted.
Yeah.
So good.
as we're leaving the shop, Quaidlith leans over to Calder. Was she flirting with me? I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I believe that's what she calls flirting.
Huh.
You might want to go back later. This time, like, hike your pants up a little bit.
I should probably have my pants laundered first.
Thumbs behind the belt a little bit. Draw attention to your goods.
There's still a lot of grave dirt in my pocket, so I
I don't
probably
think she'll
should get
mind.
that taken care of. That's
That was
true.
part of the
That's
allure.
true. It must have been.
Shows that you're a man of travels.
We're really going to try to teach him.
As you guys come out, you just see Yarka and Respa kind of just like kneeling by one of the walls, and they're just rolling dice, just a couple of dice, and you see Respa hand Yarka a silver.
Are you playing dice?
Yeah, we are playing dice.
Is anyone else playing dice?
Well, it was just us outside.
Oh.
We had walked out.
I'm proficient with dice, so I'm not playing, but I know
not-
what game they're playing.
You're not
Ray
allowed
might
to
be
play them.
very tempted to gamble. Especially with Yarka and Respa of all people.
Maybe later. We have things to do right now.
Yes, and on to the things you want to do. You guys said you wanted to, last time we played, you guys said you wanted to investigate a little bit, talk to a couple of people around town. Is that still what you want to do? Or do you have different plans?
Mm-hmm.
If I
Was there
remember
one?
correctly, you guys
Was
were
there a
unsure
name?
of where the reliquary could be found. I know the reliquary is the wrong word. Phylactery could be found.
Was there
Wasn't
a name of
there,
someone
like, a
that we didn't get
cleric?
to talk to?
Yeah.
There was an elf dude that we were supposed to talk to. I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah, but he was asleep.
Ray may
Well,
try
yeah, because you guys got back at night.
Ray may try to pull Sylvia aside. Maybe. I don't know if she would react to him trying to usher her aside, or she is too distracted tinkering.
Yeah, she'll come over. Yes, Spray, what's up?
Who the others want to try to talk to someone, and I know you might have an inclination. I think we should just go down there and find the thing before the others get to it, you know?
Well, I mean that's a great idea, but like we don't. I mean, we have a general idea of what we're looking for. Most liches I've heard about would have turned us to ash. So, and that thing, like I said, it seemed like it was tied to the gods. Like liches don't usually do that. Like they don't have any sort of divine connection. So who's to say it? Who's to say it has like a normal phylactery? I mean, it could be anything.
Not all connections are divine.
Well, yes, of course, but I mean, I know what I saw. It was praying to something.
I would be, I'd really like to get a look at that thing. I know, it seems really special. I've never heard of something like that. You know, as a bit of an educational trip. Could you take me and teach me about them?
I mean, I could, but if we get jumped, we're probably gonna die.
I got you. Don't you worry. You know me.
Sylvia's gonna need to do an insight check on that one.
That's probably not a bad idea. Should I do a contesting check of some sort? I don't know.
I don't know. Are you
Persuasion?
deceiving or?
I was like,
Depends on what
yeah, are
you're
you being
doing.
truthing or are you lying?
Half. It's mostly truth. I haven't said a lie yet.
Okay. I mean,
Oh, doesn't look like I'll get her.
I mean, I don't know, Spray. It's, I mean, this sort of stuff we faced down there. I mean, we could probably maybe try to split up while we're down there, but I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if the others were physically with us in case anything happened. Besides, I would love to study the thing anyway before we destroy it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the others were all gonna smash it up, and I've never heard of something like this before.
I mean, we could probably, I think Quaylith would probably be the one most interested in the smashing, but, understand your enemies, right? We can probably sell them on that.
You're probably right. It's some scary places down there.
Well, still, we'll keep this on. I'll bring it up to him when
It's
we start.
my eavesdropping roll. I failed. I did not hear you talking about me.
DM, what was the name of the cleric that we were going to go see?
The name of his name was Mendardis.
A fine name for an NPC.
Should we go see Mindarkus? Ask him about it. Maybe having some kind of holiness down there could help. I don't know.
I mean, now you guys are cleric, right? I'm down.
Yeah.
I think it
I'll
would be a
talk
good
alone.
idea.
Boat's not here. We got nothing better to do.
Yeah. So we'll follow the directions that we were given from Thrain the night before.
Right, and he had told you that Mendardis lives at the edge of town near the old grave gate, so kind of like on the way where you have to go anyway. So you guys make it there, and it's an old shabby hut, literally right at the grave gate. It looks like this hut has been here about 2 weeks. It looks like it's made up of a bunch of older huts that were long destroyed. You walk in, and everything is made out of flotsam or random junk. But even though it's made out of junk, it does look quite elegant. So,
And it looks like it's been here for just a couple weeks.
yeah, like he's rebuilt it.
Oh.
Alright, so you guys find Mendardis. He is in basically the field between his home and the rest of town, heading towards the town center. He kind of looks up at you as this group approaches him, but he keeps moving. Just kind of he puts his head down, kind of thinking these people are just walking past. But once he realizes you guys are walking towards him, he kind of stands up, he dusts his hands off, and he walks towards you.
What does he look like?
He's a rather tall elf, auburn hair. He has a few scars in his face, a lot of scars in his hands. It looks like he worked with his hands a lot throughout his life. His clothes are definitely found and tattered, and it looks like he's been living off the land and whatever he can find. And there is a noticeable odor.
noticeable.
Noticeable odor?
Yeah, odor. Like what
Odor.
kind of
Okay.
odor?
Noticeable.
Uh,
That's what kind
Fair. There's a lot of noticeable odors.
Yeah, I mean it's a noticeable odor. It's less than offensive, but more than expected.
It's
Biarka will
pretty
kind of bump
noticeable.
Spray forward.
Your big words.
Oh, by the way, I have reclaimed my talisman overnight
Okay.
at the hotel. Just so we can. Oh, ah, oh, hello there. How are you?
That remains to be seen.
Oh, right, of course. Well, we have been told, that you might be able to give us some information about, something rather nasty. I don't mean to spoil your day, but would you be willing to talk about dead things?
What dead things?
Oh, well, there's we, me and my friends here had a nasty run-in with some living dead over in the graveyard last night. Decided to go and do some poking around with it.
Oh yes, I
And
heard the screams.
oh, did ya? Oh yes, was not me. I assure ya.
No, so you had no responsibility for those bodies that the guards brought back.
Uh no, we did not. Luckily, the graveyard kind of did that one on its own. This time, not responsible for those. We did, however, go down into a very dark and scary place, and we found ourselves a rather interesting gentleman who very much should not have been alive, and did try to kill us with some magical jazz hands. And we think he was some sort of lich. And my friends here say that if we want to get rid of him for good and rid you of that nasty, we should probably go and find his fill of what now?
Phylactery?
I
Oh,
we
that.
don't-
How long ago did you destroy his physical form?
How late did we get back to the hotel, Joe?
Roughly
11.
12,
Yeah.
roughly 11 hours.
You realize there's a slight chance he may have regenerated by then.
No, I
A
have
slight
no
chance.
Don't you
Yes.
worry.
Zero idea. Damn it.
Yeah,
If he's back down there, we'll take him out again. Don't you worry.
with your help, preferably as a holy man.
I'm not a holy man. I've just lived here a very long time.
How long?
Longer than you.
I don't live here at all. I was just curious, cause, so did you live here before? This was a graveyard, then I take it.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with your issue with the undead?
Well, there's a giant, like literal giant, tomb underneath your graveyard. That obviously, for time, this was built on top of your graveyard here. Since you live here a long time, maybe you would know when this graveyard was put here.
On top of the other graveyard.
Yeah.
And Spray's going to try to roll sleight of hand to pass that talisman over to our buddy. Is that alright?
Who you're trying to pass the talisman to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case. Spray knows it's rather lucky.
Oh, lucky. And a lucky.
So you're putting your talisman on this elf.
No. On our friend Bjarke here.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's above my passive, so my passive perception. So I do not notice.
Okay. Yeah, he's just wrapped it around your hand.
Okay. Um. So, do you remember a time before this graveyard was here?
Yes, yes I do. It was once a rather popular religion that used to have used to have ceremonies in this area.
You remember the name of this religion, cousin?
Yeah. That.
No, the name's lost to me, but I remember we just called it the Order of the Wicked Ones.
Can I make an insight check to see if, like, he's concealing the knowledge about, like, knowing more about that?
Yes, go ahead.
That religion does not ring a bell to me. Must be very old indeed.
18.
Wow.
You can tell he's getting a little. He is slightly frustrated talking about this. It looks like he's a little uncomfortable about the subject. But he has told you that he does seem truthful up to this point.
Okay. Well, the main reason we're here is, do you know what a phylactery might be?
Yep. We got no idea.
I'm assuming you fought some sort of priest down there.
Priest?
It was weird because even though he was a lich, he did have command of some elemental magic that seemed more divine. So he very well could have been a priest prior to being a lich.
And he seemed to have prayed to his god,
Yes.
or some sort of god, which seemed atypical of my knowledge of liches.
He becomes noticeably more uncomfortable when you guys give him that information.
It was
You look
earth
amiss,
magic.
right?
We don't mean to put you off on this.
His
Maybe if you can elaborate, we can try to help resolve this.
Yeah, having a holy lich, or a lich who thinks it's holy, coming back to destroy a town after we leave would be not exactly something we want to do.
It is rather important you tell
no,
us.
he doesn't think he's holy. If he is who I
sorry.
think he is, he knows exactly what he's doing.
And who do you think he is?
I think he's one of the wicked ones.
Sounds like you might be familiar.
Could you elaborate on the wicked ones?
You speak as though
Four
Would-
high priests of elemental chaos.
All in this area, or did they spread out amongst other areas? And this is just this priest's territory.
They were once in one area, but they have since hid in secret. There's one for earth, water, fire, and
Oh,
wind.
you mean Earth? You mean like this? I'll pull out the mask. Be honest with us now.
He becomes very interested. He says, "Where did you get that?"
Well, maybe if you provide us with some full honesty, I'll tell you. And I'll put it back in my bag.
He kind
And I'll
of
kind of hold my bag in front of me, like, you know, like when you're at the trading card game tournaments and you move your backpack in front of you so that people don't jack your shit out of your bag. That.
I see it.
Oddly specific.
Okay,
I've been
so
at the card game tournaments.
so he
Know
says,
exactly what he's
"This
talking
is you. Did you kill who had this?"
No.
Yeah, your
No.
priest.
No.
That is,
No, it wasn't the
No.
priest who
Well,
no.
had this.
the lich, or whatever.
We killed the
I
lich.
mean, the
Rescued
bad
the
man
earth
did have
thing.
this on him. but I don't believe it belonged to him.
It did not belong to him. The individual that had it was actually, like, I don't even understand. Sylvia, maybe you can elaborate better.
I'm going to Spray is going to very quickly tap Sylvia on the shoulder and ask if we are going to put all our cards on the table.
I mean, we might as well. I mean, is it really all the cards if we're giving some context? I mean, the guy who had this is no more, but I think it was by his own choice. Fellow, I don't know if it was where it was a pocket plane or what, just getting whipped by earth elementals.
Oh, and I'm gonna be paying really close attention to his this random dude's reaction when I say this. The rift is open. Repair the vessel. Any reaction to that when I say that to him?
Even for a aged elf, yes, there is a reaction.
So you do know what this means. What does that mean?
Alright, that's all the cards on the table.
It means you need to find the other champions and also find the other masks.
Fuck. You know what happens if anyone puts on the mask?
You become the champion.
What's a champion?
You become the avatar, whatever mask you have.
So would it be safe to say that the other elemental priests are within this area that we're in, Eastport, in the locations around it, or have they been spread across the world?
No, they if my memory serves, they were in one place a very long time ago, and they tried to take over Dantil, but they were rooted out and they were scattered to the winds, and apparently one made it their way here.
Do you think they would be likely to stick together?
At a distance, using magic, but not physically.
So spread around the world.
I'm gonna pull full logic based. Wait, is that Respa?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Respa. I'm gonna pull Respa aside. Okay, Respa. So we're talking to the cleric there that we were talking about visiting last. Also, here's the health potion that you bought. It was 50 gold. Don't worry, you'll like it. Also, they know about the mask. They know about like everything that's going on. They're telling us about there being more masks like this one. I show you the mask to remind you about last night and all the bullshit. Put it back in my bag.
Love your math.
It's a whole thing. So just kind of catching you up because I know you were kind of looking at the ground and not paying attention. This person is really weird. I don't know why they know all this. And look at their shack. And I'll point out the shack to Respa. That looks like it just got rebuilt. I have no why this place looks like it was just put up, but there is something off. I don't know
Like
if they're bad or good, but they were interested in the mask.
No, that is fine.
You do the talking. I'll just watch.
I am a little curious about the architecture here.
Sure. Can you describe the architecture of the hut more?
Sure. It's a hodgepodge. It's a hodgepodge of ships. It looks like this guy kind of moves around, or he used to move around, and the pieces he's been using to build his home are getting older and older and older, so they're not lasting as long. So, I mean, you can see pieces of Dantil ships, you can see Dwarven ships, Elven ships, like Raemia ships here. There's little pieces here and there, nothing like he stole something. It's definitely something he found on the shore. So it's a hodgepodge of many different races and cultures.
And he said that he has lived here a long time.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go team, and I'll slap Respa on the ass and push him back forward.
Everyone's got
What
a
was
drink.
your name again?
Oh,
That's a lot of
thi- thi-
hydrate,
this is-
Shiro.
Oh, this is Mindartis.
Mindat.
Oh, I was gonna say Murloc. Matlock.
How many hydrates is that? Shit.
Knew started with an M.
I'll be right back.
Understand.
Continue though. Gotta clear my throat.
You know.
So you know a little bit more about these masks? Is that right?
Where are you taking this mask? And Dart is just gonna kind of say,
I mean, we've been told to take it somewhere, but that's yet to be seen.
For the moment, I believe we're taking
where
it
are
to
you planning
Okara.
on taking it? You have to be very careful how you get it there. One element doesn't suffer another.
What do you mean by that? I have an inkling of what you mean by that, but I want to hear you actually say what you mean by that.
I've never seen one of these masks, but it is inferred that you have to be wary of the other elements when you're in possession of one of these masks.
Oh. Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be no
Oh,
problem.
what?
No, I'm pretty sure that's bad.
Sylvia, what is the with elements? You know, what is the opposite of earth?
Well, if the opposite of fire is water, I would assume the opposite of earth is air. It's not like we're taking an airship, but
Good thing we're
still,
traveling on water.
I'm still, if the other elements don't suffer them, we might have to deal with some shenanigans on the sea.
Well, we'll figure it out, I guess. But Mindartis, would you care to accompany us down below the graveyard?
I'm a little old for that.
Well, now, don't be coy. Look at your. I can tell that you are fairly nomadic, and I think you hide some of your real strength.
So it would not make much sense for me to reveal that strength to you.
We did beat the child. Probably be able to. We just need you to.
I can tell you what you're probably looking for,
Sure.
but my concern is it may not be there. Because while the Hierophants will stay separated, there's a good chance that they've hidden their phylacteries very well. They're not full liches, if you understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
No.
they have to be more
Don't.
careful.
Wayleth, what do you think it's even worth trying to pursue this with that?
Well, he does make a good point. If the phylactery would need to be more well hidden, it would be less likely to be where we just were, because there really weren't any clever hiding places down there in the areas that we looked. Unless it was buried under rubble, there were some collapsed passages that could be.
Does a phylactery have to be in the same continent as?
No,
Bulette?
it can be
Nope.
hit. Oh, I don't know this.
Doesn't even need to be in the same plane, for that matter.
Awesome. So we could be chasing a goose down there.
Quayleth, if you were a lich, where would you hide your phylactery?
Just let's stay.
You see
our
Quayla's eye just twitch.
I'm just curious. You seem to know the most about all
If
of
you were
this.
the
so
evil of evil, what would you
if
do?
you
with
were
this
one, what would
information?
you do?
If you're the creature that is most anathema to life,
Hey man,
Would
you give off the weird vibes.
well, that's fair. That is fair. Well, they tend to. I mean, they want it to be secure, but they also tend to also hide their phylactery in a place that is meaningful to them. It's usually a place that because they would return to this place when their body's destroyed. So
He was praying to someone. Let's find a giant church.
I mean, it's as good a start as any. I really.
Love giant church.
I don't remember you being especially fond of giants.
Or churches.
Dislike some giants, others.
Oh. I don't know. We haven't hung out in a while.
Of the pen.
All right.
I mean, I would say is having some slight experience hiding things.
Yeah.
Usually under someone's nose is a good spot.
Yeah, hold on, Rashba. Let me get you on the. I apologize. There you go.
No worries.
Oh, fancy.
Ooh.
Dapper.
Oh, wrong button. There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Flip. Sorry about that.
You're got it.
Technology is great, everyone.
Yeah, you're totally missing.
Let me
Oh,
re-enable
There
that.
we go.
Hey.
Okay.
Make
So-
itself all pretty.
I can't go down there with you. I don't even think I can take it. That's if what you say is what I think it is, that's a pretty evil place. You should probably still be careful, because even, let's say you destroy his phylactery, evil like that still leaves traces. It's not just gonna go away like you cleaned it up
Sure.
from up.
So,
Less evil.
Quaylet, you know religious things, or seem to know the most. What's that word? Do like bless the land to make
Consecrate?
it that?
Yeah, that's ultimately that's why I was hoping we would be able to find a priest of some kind in the area that's experienced enough that could cleanse the area of the evil once we find and destroy the phylactery. But as Mendartis said, the phylactery might not even be close by. I mean, it could be on another continent for all we know.
Well, okay. Thank you, Mendartis, for your time. And Yarga's just gonna kind of like step back and just collect his thoughts.
So it sounds like there might be, for each of the elements, one of these high priests. As he got the high priest of elemental chaos, as he called them. If they've been around for a long time, they might all be liches. I'm just wondering if they would have hid their phylacteries each individually or all in one location.
That's what I'm
Because
trying to figure out.
If it was all in one location, they very well could have put them in the place where these masks, Dantiel, I think you called it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they would have kept them there just to spite the city that kicked them out?
I mean, evil is very petty.
Sure.
Good is very petty.
Well, that's very true. Good is as petty as evil. They like to spit in each other's eyes. That's why I try to remain neutral as often as possible.
Or
Like
do both,
Switzerland.
and then you can spit in everyone's eyes.
The spit circle is done. Where is Dantiel located?
It's to the northwest of Raemia.
Well,
So it's north
conveniently,
of Porthos to the west.
We are taking a boat there, so that's good.
You'll excuse me for one moment. Respa's gonna head back towards Biarka.
I'm gonna pull out like a scrap of parchment and ask Mendartis if he can, even crudely, draw a map of the general area that Dantiel would be, just in case it's not called by that anymore, because apparently none of us have ever heard of it.
So you want Mendartis to do that?
Yeah, just a even just a very rough map with general direction and distance.
Yeah,
I will even give him 5 gold pieces for his help. Because I'm poor.
No, he won't even take the money. He'll do it for you.
Even better.
So he kind of overhears what you guys are saying. Are you guys heading somewhere else?
Well, like I said earlier, we are heading to Oakard, at least in the long run.
We're waiting for the boat to Raemia that's supposed to arrive this week.
Could I come with you?
Well, of course.
What? Oh no.
I don't see where that'd be a problem.
The elves are like, whatever. Come on, cousin. Come with us.
Meanwhile, Yarka's in the back giving him his best impression of Captain Picard.
that was definitely Tyler. Bjarka didn't hear any of that because he's currently chatting with Respa, and you guys notice us kind of talking back and forth.
Okay, so I mean, that's I'm not. If you're going to Oakard, it would mean a lot for me to go back to the Elderwood. I think I've lived among the humans long enough.
I know that feeling.
And the elves around here, they're a little wild. They're a bit rude sometimes. You just don't mesh well. I think it might be the tea set. And he kind of points over, and it's like this broken tea set that has been glued together several times. If you try to pour tea in it, it just spurts out the sides. So it actually may very well be the tea set. So we'll have to see.
I spent my youth in the Elderwood, so I can definitely understand the longing to return.
Well, I'll help you in any way I can, but there's not many people who know too much about some of these histories. You're going to have to find someone a lot older than me. Or even if you don't find someone older than me, you're going to have to find a library or an archive that has some extensive documents from the early ages.
I think we have a nice connection for resources to find out more about this. But I think we're still playing that a little close to the chest, Sylvia said.
Oh, I didn't mean to impose. Your wheelchair is amazing.
Thank you. I made it myself.
Is it enchanted?
Lightly. I've got these lodestones at various points along it that help it in various ways. But it's just a light enchantment, nothing too crazy. And she like demonstrates by like tapping on the one end. She like kind of floats off the ground a little bit, and she taps it and floats back down.
Well, that It's something. So when do we leave?
Boat should be what, 2 days.
We keep trying to figure out when we're leaving.
Sea travel.
One.
There's no GPS, you know.
Okay. Well, so
And that's
how would you guys like to move forward? Did you want to continue? Did you want to stay here for the day, or did you still want to go to the temple? Do you want to gaggle about it?
I mean, I feel like if he doesn't that's a really good point that it might not even be in that temple. So I mean, we were pretty thorough. It's down to lollygag.
I don't think we were that thorough. I think that some of the characters know that there were some doors they didn't go through.
Was there some doors we didn't go through?
Yeah, there was a couple.
I went
The other group, team left side.
While they're talking, I turn and walk over to Bjarka.
Okay. Then you head over to Bjarka. Bjarka stares in your eyes longingly.
Yep, and we're just having a small side conversation from the main group, so you can continue to focus on them.
Okay.
Quaylith, in your message, go ahead and say it. Answer as Quaylith. Continue.
Rolls. Okay, so well, why are you heading back to Raemia?
Oh, that's personal business for us.
I mean, he has told us some personal things. We're going to go see our dad.
Yes, our father has called us home.
wait, let's just shout that back over his shoulder.
Yes.
But yes, Quaylith, I think we should maybe see if there's a cartographer in town, maybe with a map of the layout of where we are destined to go would be helpful, especially out on the ocean. I don't know if any of you have done any sea travel, but
Well, if we can find a map of the area, we can compare it to this drawing that he made for us, and figure out.
That someone has totally recorded in a secondary place. We can have more than one of them, please.
Respa, let's go into town and see if we can find a cartographer down.
Has to be on somewhere, right?
So one has to be good at drawing maps.
Or at the very least, bullshitting a map.
Alright, so you guys are headed to look for someone to either draw a map or bullshit a map.
Mostly just like an actual cartographer. If it happens to even be one in town, but since it's a port city, I'd assume that there has to be someone here.
I mean, if we need the tools, I can make cartography tools. It'll just take like an hour. I can't say I'm necessarily good at it.
I just want a real map. No offense, Sylvia.
She pouts.
So you are just so I'm clear, you're looking for a map of the area, or are you looking for the map of the world?
World map, and also yeah, just a world map, or like whatever is the amount of realms that we are aware of. It's obviously Bjarka is not, and Respa, like we're only so traveled. We don't know the entire world for sure, so we'll look for
Ray
something
would know
that's
some of that
telling.
being a sailor, but he wouldn't know too much about the inlet. So if that's all you're looking for, you can probably ask him, and I can do like an insight roll or something, or a history roll.
Oh, I want something concrete. No, no, Vince, I trust your sea knowledge. It will come in great handy out there, but I just want to mull over an idea. An actual map. And we'll head off. Respa and I will head off.
Do y'all
to
want
go
to try
run in that
to
errand.
apply continental drift to Joe's D&D world?
Yes.
No, just trying to figure out exactly where the fuck we are.
Okay, so
Just trying to
someone
figure
for
out
some reason we're
exactly
hearing
where
double audio. Figure out why. Okay, so
Did we
You have
needed their face cams on grid fam?
I think I know why. I fixed it. I think.
Nice.
In Grid Fam, I have face cams muted, so we're good on that.
Cool.
Okay, so you're able to find. You're not able to find like a steady cartographer, but there are people who sell maps. So if it also depends, depending on the quality of the map, it depends on what kind of map you're going to get. So it's going to cost you for a more detailed, accurate map, and more of a hasty drawing would be cheaper. So it's really up to what you guys want to spend.
So we'll just go up to like the first one that we find. What does a how much for your semi-detailed map that you have here?
Oh. Give it away for 50 gold.
I look at Red.
Spray is going to tag along with this, and maybe they'll be okay. I might be willing to chip in for a map. Could be really useful to us over out on the water. I would love to keep one with me.
I'm going to.
We're gonna get something nice.
Sure. I look at Respa and I say, Respa, do you think this is a good price?
Just like take the map, make a pretty big show of like inspecting it, probably tasting a corner of it. I have seen better, brother.
I know. I think out on the water, I seen better for 50.
So, Respa, in your opinion, how much would you say this map is worth?
I'd say probably 35, maybe 40. On a good day.
Does that garnish us a persuasion check on lowering that price? DM?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Does that lower? Does that give us a? All right, go. Oh, quick question.
You have the talisman, by the way.
Do we get? So this was for. I basically presented that for Respa, since like it's like the three of us kind of talking at this. Does that get him advantage on the check, or no?
Yeah, you can have advantage. I'll be benevolent.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Oh,
Why didn't
That's the thing. However, as Respa's like formulating this plan and he's kind of, or not plan, the presentation of, making a big show of it and everything, he can get kind of this sense that he's maybe not presenting the best of cases, and so he's going to tap into his inner magical talent, and I'm going to use magical guidance and burn a spell point so that I can re-roll a d20.
Right on, go for it.
nice.
All right, and this is the one that I will have to use.
Nice.
Hot sauce.
And so he's like, yes, he's doing like the tasting thing, and he's like ripping a little, and then he like stops and uses saliva to stick it back together.
Well, yeah, okay. I have a general map for you. It may not have to be the most detailed, and I'm pretty sure it's missing a few continents. Actually, no.
Oh, no,
It's not missing
talking
any
about this
continents. But it is to scale. Gives you a good idea of where you are and where you want to be.
It is the important part.
So the persuasion was to get the map that we are currently looking at for like 35 or 40 gold.
Yes, you can. He'll take that price.
Excellent.
Awesome. I nudge Spray. Well, loosen the coin post.
Alrighty. I'll contribute 20 of it.
I can give 10.
Respo will poke Yarka for the last 5.
Alright. Make sure you notate your sheets. And here is the map you received.
Aha!
If you click on it, it'll bigify it.
Hell yeah.
Bigification.
Now, if you look to the farthest larger continent on the left, that peninsula that's on the east of that continent, that's where you are now. You're on the eastern coast of that. Where you are going is all the way on the other side of the world. On that little outcrop of islands between those two continents, that is Raemia.
So, by this map, can we gauge Spray? How long will it take us to get from here to there? As
Would
a
Spray
sailor.
just know that, or should I roll for it? Because he's probably taken that journey a few times. Or at least similar ones.
How long would it take to get home?
Yeah.
Right.
It would take. It's going to take you about 3 months.
Right, it's about a 3-month journey over there. About 1 season.
Oh, we get surprise.
Serious.
So I'll kind of relay that to the rest of everybody. About like we're gonna need to go buy like substantial dried foods and shit to be able to survive this journey.
Remember, you do have a chartered ship.
Oh, so it's like the so it's like a one of those like all-inclusive cruises.
Well, sure, if that helps you. Yes.
Yahtzee, baby.
Man, whoever sprung for that's a fool. Oh,
That
well,
would be fun.
Roll dad.
yeah, I'm like an army prepper. I'm gonna probably purchase some extra supplies. But
Some extra hardtack to hide under your bed.
yeah, probably. I won't even lie.
I mean, it could
so-
be useful if we shipwreck.
Yeah.
True, we could use this flotation device.
I
would
don't
you
know
put
how
that?
you lads go sailing, but trust me, if you are used to any kind of comfort items, you're going to need to bring them.
So, DM, how much would like I don't know, like 2 gold pieces buy in hardtack? I'm just trying to gauge the reference here. I have no idea.
Hardtack, a lot.
Yeah. A lot? Okay, I don't need that much. How about 1 gold piece?
A
feel like
healthy
that's still
amount,
gonna be a bit.
enough for you
Healthy?
and your horse to be comfortable.
Okay, I'll go get that shit done. And so what do we want to do, since we can't really find this or have any good way to find this phylactery? Want to just bullshit wait around, loiter somewhere?
I would recommend maybe doing another sweep of the place. Doesn't hurt. Make sure that nothing nasty is starting up and brewing down in there again. Since we've been there, and well, maybe you could hand me that map.
So is Bjarka wait, you want this map?
Aye, aye.
Sure, hold on. Sylvia,
Oh, I drank off stream. We had a hydrate, by the way, guys. Another one.
Sylvia,
Yes.
I know you're a lot more capable than me. Can you make a duplicate of this map?
I could. Give me like an hour. An hour and some change.
When you're finished, give Spray a copy. He is a sailor.
Sure. Oh, of course. I need to go buy a hat.
I also need to do a little shopping, Sylvia. Care to join me?
Of course. I'll start working on the. Oh, I love that. That's a cute
That's
BRA
wonderful.
back screen because.
By the way, where did
Yeah.
Diamond go?
His camera went wacko.
Yeah, we're gonna
His
pick
camera
up
went
a second. We are we're gonna take a quick break here to give everyone here because we forgot to take a break last week, so we're not gonna make the same mistake. So we'll take it.
I think we chose not to. That was pretty intense. So.
Yeah,
We did just sort of muscle through it.
Yeah. So
I painted it.
yeah, so we're gonna take like a 10-minute break to give you guys, a chance to make your peeps and poops, up on water, things like that. We're gonna fix these camera issues as well. Before we go, as always, the music, we haven't played a lot of music, but the sound stations we've been using are brought to us by Battle Bars. They have a ridiculous amount of libraries and just albums of literally every single sound, situation, and scream and animal sound you could think of. If you actually sign up for them now, you can use their subscription service, which basically gives you access to everything. And it's extremely affordable. You'll be able to use that, for all your games. It really does bring out the game. It really does, you can really mess with people, especially with horror games. I love it using with horror games. So if you're interested in that, check it out. There's a link down below that directly supports the stream. I heart you. So, with that said, we're going to take that break. Any of the players got any questions for me, let me know, and we'll address it during this break while I get ready for whatever shenanigans you are going to ensue in this damn temple. And we'll be right back.
So I guess while we're just walking our way, I don't know. I didn't hear if Quailith and
Let me see here. How is it? What trouble is it giving you?
Sounds like any of my characters from Morrowind.
I figure if I'm gonna make a Dex-based paladin, I might as well just go all the way and lean into it. Yeah.
So while we're walking on our way to finish up our like shopping and like prep for our 3-month-long trip, I'm going to pull Spray aside for a second.
Hey, brother.
Spray, I know your ways. Be tough to see. I need you to keep an eye on Mindatus. A close eye. I don't
Right.
trust.
Oh, I don't trust
And
the
I-
look of him.
I'm saying that, and I barely trust you. No offense,
I'm flattered.
of course. Okay. Now,
Aye.
look our way.
You won't go anywhere without me knowing. No, except right now.
Sure. Respa, what did you say you needed to buy?
Just some tools, little things to, open things with.
Oh, keys, sure.
Sure, we'll go with keys.
Oh yes, that's
I know you're lying.
You're looking for thieves. So there isn't a thieves tool store, but you ask around and
Locksmith? I am a locksmith. In real life.
I feel like a locksmith wouldn't sell thieves tools to randos.
You're right.
Aye.
Well-
Respa can borrow sprays if he absolutely needs to. Respa would know that Spray has them.
Oh yeah,
I've-
Respa just wants to have a pair for himself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I feel like
Respa,
thieves'
you're
tools
able-
and locksmith tools are the same.
They are.
Well, Respa,
Yeah.
Effectively.
you're able to find someone who's able to sell you some thieves tools under the table.
Naturally.
Yes, and they're just requesting 4 gold pieces.
4? I'll give him 5 as a token of appreciation.
Hey, keep those underground markets healthy.
If you give him the gold, then this dark elf darts away. Like
Dark?
You give me a perception.
Is a drow doing up here?
You wearing sunglasses?
And a big hat.
I think that's my
21.
first nat 20.
No.
He is very glad to be rid of these tools.
Oh,
Love it.
Might want to
They're
run
going in my bag.
Spray.
Was he like panicky when he offered them to me at all?
He approached you. You were asking around for thieves' tools and getting turned away, and, with people telling you that they didn't have them, and he came up to you and offered you the tools.
Got it. Got it.
Thus.
Noted.
Us.
Just a.
I'll,
Was it just you by yourself? Respa?
No, so I think
me
Sylvia
and
was.
Sylvia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
After I see him dart away, I'll like go off and like find like a box or a bench or like somewhere slightly out of sight where I can like open them up and start going through them and like testing them with my fingers.
I mean,
Ray will come along and see because he loves this kind of stuff. He loves seeing fancy new tools.
So you open them up. They're smooth to the touch. Like, these are actually pretty quality tools. Sylvia, if you're with him, if you're with him,
yeah.
you would say these are like artisan mastercraft thieves tools, and they would easily be worth 100 gold on the fair market.
Oh no.
Do you want me to run and identify on these things to see if they're like cursed or something? Because they're either cursed or he stole them.
You know, Sylvia, I think either way I'm fucked, but yes, please.
Sure. She's not even gonna ritual cast it. She's gonna like reach over. You see, she has her own thieves' tools out right now. You see, she's just kind of run them along the tools, and you see like the magic kind of like sort of emanate just like the little like kind of like walking spider things almost as they just kind of run over the tools as she casts identify.
Okay, go ahead and roll
That's some
it.
Minority Report shit.
They are thieves' tools. No.
Okay, so these are magical tools. These tools can open up any door. But there's a caveat.
Elaborate.
As long as you have these tools on your person, you have a unflinching need to steal everything you find of value.
Oh no.
Oh, put them on spray.
Sylvia's like, all right, don't give these to Spray. One.
Agreed.
So there. Do you want the good news, or the bad news?
I mean, yes.
Okay. Well, the good news is that these tools will open anything you try to get into. Just no questions asked. The bad news is you're going to be kind of. Do you know what kleptomania means?
Oh yes, I'm brothers with spray.
Okay, so it's gonna be like Spray on steroid. Like you're gonna want to steal everything of value you come across. My suggestion would be to throw these in the ocean. Wait, no, Spray could get them. No. Shit.
His patron would just be like, I found these in the ocean for you.
Like,
Totally
Sylvia puts her Sylvia puts her head in her hand. She's like, "There's nothing we can do." Oh no! Either we throw these in the ocean and Spray gets them, or you keep them. Oh.
Hang on though. Maybe.
This is where a bag of holding would be wonderful.
Just don't go to the market.
Just don't live.
Lock him in the hotel room.
I mean, the moment we meet the king, he's got anything grand anywhere, you're going to lose your mind.
Well, and that doesn't mean that you will feel the need.
Hey,
What does that mean?
Sylvia,
the
Do you
need
have to?
this compulsion to steal stuff. Do you know if it would work if you didn't know it was valuable?
I mean, it says all I'm getting is that you have the desire to steal anything of value.
Sylvia,
Now-
what is the weight of us? What is the worth of a soul?
Oh, I think it's talking more physical objects instead of more metaphysical. At least that's my gleaning from the magic.
I do wonder what a phylactery would sell for on the black market.
Okay, we really can't give this to somebody. I cannot stress this enough.
Sylvia,
He's got the need.
Yes.
The need for greed.
is it
No,
just in your
I think
possession?
we could maybe use them to find us the phylactery. If we can't tell what object it is, then, well, maybe.
spray. I
Get
don't
it.
think it works like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I was
Are
like,
you
Joe,
sure
was
you
it-
won't give it to me? I'll go try it.
Joe, it's not attunement based. It's just from having them on you.
No, you would have to attune to it.
Oh,
You have to study them. Ah,
Gotcha.
so
big clarification.
the curse extends only if attuned, and the benefit also only extends if it's attuned. Correct.
Correct.
But he can
Can
still
I-
use them as normal
just
when
basic
they're
one?
not attuned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. So whatever you do, don't attune to these. My mistake.
That is fine. I will
if-
also not let Price touch anywhere.
Still
near
don't give him the
Yes.
spray.
Don't give him the spray.
These will
Spray,
go in
I-
one of my interior jacket pockets.
Bjarka's
Spray,
just
I love
standing
you.
there.
Please don't go after these.
Bjarka's just standing there,
I'm sorry.
staring at Bray.
What are you doing that for?
Nope. No. I know
You're
what you're
my
thinking.
brother.
No.
It could be funny.
Let's go.
Your level of thievery is hilarious currently, but I feel like if you attune to the spray, it might go towards the disastrous, especially because I can't remove a curse.
Here, Sylvia. We'll do it like this. Spray. Walk in front of everyone.
Well,
No.
what if I trip? I'm so short.
I will
I need
pick-
you to part the crowds for me.
I will pick you up and carry you in front of us.
All right. For the first time in his life, Spray will lead a group through a market.
As a DM, I cannot wait till he gets those tools. I'm very much looking forward to when I get to write that story.
Oh no, we're trapped in a locked room, and Respo lost his fingers.
We are gonna have so much bigger problems if that happens.
I mean, there's 4 of us with thieves' tools now, so
Fucking somatic
Oh,
component. Fuck.
To be fair though, how many of us all have proficiency with them? Actually, I think at least 3 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not me. Sorry. Yeah.
There's a couple of you guys.
Yeah.
So, do we have anything else that we need to do, or do we kind of want to like?
Sylvie, yeah,
Oh, the
Sylvie needs to get a hat. She needs to get a hat, and then she's going to be able to. It's going to take an hour and some change, but she'll be able to make a duplicate of the map.
Sure.
in that time,
Maybe before she does that, Spray should do what he was doing. The reason I was asking for a map is I was wondering if Spray could add any locations that he's been to that aren't on the map that he knows about that could be useful. Because, you know, buy a cheap map, make it better. I don't know if there would be
Color in the
anything on
monsters.
there. That would be a joke question if there is anything on there that Spray knows that isn't, you know, already on the map.
Ray takes a look at the map. Oh, that's new.
What the fuck is that?
So that's what that looks like.
What's that? Raemia.
it's weird from the top.
That's Okar. From there.
All right, so where are you guys heading after the stern talking to giving the spray?
Hat store.
While they're looking for a hat store, I want to try and find anybody that is clerical in town that has any sort of divine magic,
Okay.
if there is such a person.
Yeah, so what kind of priest are you looking for?
A vaguely good aligned priest.
Godless heathens!
All right, so there is a temple of a lair in this city, or more of a chapel. It's not a temple; it's a chapel.
Apple. Ugh. Like the
And-
Diet Coke cleric.
And forgive my lack of player knowledge, but what is a lair the god of?
Selfless sacrifice, bravery, true warriors.
Dank loot.
Oh, so Spray's
Works.
never been there.
Works for me.
Do you do your natural Quaila thing where you kind of just like stealth off, or do you just kind of like, oh, there's a church, and then just start walking that way?
I don't purposefully stealth away. I just drift off because I don't want to go to a hat store, so I don't go to the hat store.
As you're leaving,
Fucking bell.
as you're leaving Quailith, I'm just gonna pause you for like 1 second and say, Quailith, I don't know what happened after you left.
I don't really care. But would you at least tell us that you're leaving when you are, so we have an idea of where you're going? It's helpful to us normal people.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you didn't see me go.
I
My
see you
passive
pick up-
stealth is like 17, so I'm just accidentally stealthy all the time.
No problem. Just let us know.
Go into the sour glass to get a beer.
Okay, so Caldor is going to the Sour Glass. Quailith is going to the Chapel of the Lair.
I'm
And
with Caldor.
raise your hand if you're going to buy a hat.
Fucking hat games.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
I'm
Put that shit
genuinely
up.
interested in what's going to happen in this scene. Let's start with the hat gang first.
Oh God.
Caldor, this one's on me.
So you
No.
guys
Awesome.
search this town for a hat store. Now, this is a port town. A hat store isn't like the most... Actually, no. Hat store is probably pretty important for sailors.
Yeah.
You found a hat store.
Yes.
Aye.
So this hat store is being run by a half-elf who is essentially asleep just behind the desk. And as you come in and the bell rings, he yelps and he falls over and just knocks over all these hats. He tries to get up, he gets hit in the head with one of his hat racks, and he picks it up. He's like, welcome to Harry's Hats.
Seems like you've gotten yourself into a bit of a hairy situation here.
Get out.
I've been driven dizzy by our crazy low prices. he tried to do the pitch, but it didn't really work.
Sylvia claps for him. I'm looking for a hat.
I have a question for you, DM.
Yes.
Is Harry wearing a hat right now? Yes or no?
No.
Is Harry bald?
Sure, why not? I see where you're going there. Yeah, that actually makes it funnier. Yes, he is bald.
Driving me to drink.
A short drive.
Okay, gang. So what kind of hats are we looking for?
All I'm looking for is a hat that will stay on my head at sea and would stay on my head if I get thrown off of a ship.
Oh, for that, I would recommend a durag, by the way. Just if you want some of my input. Seeing as
I was thinking more of a boonie hat, personally, just with a nice strap on the bottom. This thing can go pretty fast, so I need something to stay on in the wind.
Sure, we have something for that. What's your price range?
I didn't realize hats had a price range. What is your stock range?
I have a boonie hat made out of rat fur. I have a boonie hat made out of python.
Oh wow. Do you have anything made of sort of a same general sort of felt that? And she kind of like she tugs on her her clothing underneath her armor, just like something more like just felt. I'm not trying to look. Python, actually, Python might be a little too on the nose. How much are we talking for this whole Python hat thing?
Well, you notice I'm the only one working in this big shop. The Python's the
Yes.
for that, so we're gonna say 20 gold.
Wait, you would be wearing that hat that killed people?
Bye.
Sure. I'm about it. 20 gold for a Python hat? Of course.
That killed people.
Like, in Sylvia's mind, she's thinking, oh, 20 gold must be real expensive for hats. He's the only person working here because he makes so much money because he sells all these Python hats. Completely not thinking about the murder aspect at all. Because that's exactly where my mind went at first.
So you leave the store so proud of your Python hat, and yeah, you're the proud owner of a Python hat. It actually has like a beautiful, almost rainbow tint to it when you hit it in the light in a certain way, like an iridescent reaction. So it's pretty cool. And what about the rest of the hat gang? Let's go with Restful. What kind of hat are you looking for?
Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the coachman style of top hats, but I've always been intrigued by those.
I don't think top hats exist.
Wait, is it in character or as the DM? I just imagine the guy like, yeah, I've never heard of that. That's not real.
As a DM, I don't
Top
think
hat.
top hats exist. That's a little advanced.
Are you personally familiar with how a coachman's hat is built? Or how they look, I should say?
Hat salesman talking. Hat salesman. Let's go.
I'm gonna just
cannon
send you one
now.
real quick.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not gonna let me. Hang on, let me.
I've seen one.
Event coach
So-
hats.
Tell you this.
That like vague black one is kind of what Respa's looking for. Something close to that idea.
Send it in the chat. So
Yeah, it was the DM. Can
It
you
is.
get a handout?
it is okay. Cool.
I have it in. Yeah, it's
A
in
handout
Team
for the hat.
No. In
handout.
Twitch chat, so they can see what kind of hat you're talking about.
Oh, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Ooh.
If you can, well, let me see what I can do. So he finds something that's relatively the same shape, but it's made out of turtle shell.
Okay.
And he knows it looks like shit, and he says it didn't eat anyone, and he hands it to you.
And how much for this?
3 gold pieces.
Sure.
It's
Why
been in
not?
inven-
We're gonna
it's been
turn
in
'em.
inventory for a while.
The more deadly the hat, the more it costs.
Love
I can't wait to get Tarask hat at some point. It's gonna kill Tarask and turn it into a hat.
That's a rare hat drop.
Yeah. Epic tier hat.
All right, so last of the hat gang has spread.
I have been looking for a tricorn pompadour hat. Something to match me jacket. I threw something in Twitch chat. It's just something along the lines of what I'm looking for. And let's just say, between you and me, I have 40 gold and a low amount of personal fiscal responsibility.
So you want a tricorn hat? Okay.
I love
With
it.
as many feathers as you can stick in it.
It's funny you should say that. And he walks into the back. And he comes back out, and this hat is this tricorn pompadour. It looks nice. He says this is a 100% pure harpy feather.
What?
This one only
Oh.
killed one person.
Oh.
Well, actually, it didn't kill him. It picked him up and then flew over the bay and then dropped him really high. And then the water, according to the clerics, acted like stone. And they wouldn't let us see what happened, but it wasn't good because they brought a bag instead of a stretcher.
Aye. Oh. Harpy feather, you say?
Or I
What?
have a normal tricorn if you want that.
No. What's your asking price?
For this, I mean, it's hard to kill a harpy. I would say at least 50 gold pieces.
50? For a harpy you didn't even drop yourself?
I'm not on trial here.
Alright.
I love Harry.
Well, how much is your normal tricorn?
Oh, this old thing? I found this on the street a couple of weeks ago. You can have it for 5 gold pieces.
Oh, oh, I see. All right. When do you think the next time you're willing to find someone who will drop that kind of money on a hat will be? Out here, Port Town,
Well,
and
you'd be
you know
surprised who comes through this port town.
those harpy feathers you know, I hear harpies can be a pretty nasty business. They got some not so great magic involved in them being around. Are you sure that's a safe product to be having in a store like this?
Can I be honest with you?
Aye?
It's not my job to be safe. It's my job to make hats.
Interesting. Dear sister, would you mind taking a
Yes?
look at this hat? I'd like to make sure that this gentleman is running a safe establishment.
Sure, I can take a look at it if you want. Is there something in particular I should look out for?
Specifically those feathers, I'd be careful if you start hearing things.
Lilia looks under the pompadour. There's a ticket. This product may cause cancer.
Yeah, sure. She could pop out her thieves' tools and run an identify on it if Harry is okay with touching it. She's like sitting there like I can check it out if you're okay,
Harry is
Mr.
not
Harry.
okay with that. 'Cause I
Oh.
have been a wonderful salesman. I sold your hats. I've been
Aye.
respectful, and you coming here with mistrust and this dirty mage to try to ruin my business. Who do you think you are?
It's not
First
that
off,
dirty.
I will have you know that I am a very respectable hat inspector, and I have come down here to assess the safety of your establishment. First, you've told me that you had a python that killed a bunch of your staff, and then you turned it into a hat, and now you're telling
Wait,
me
the
that you are
python
selling
killed people?
unregistered harpy feathers inside of a hat. So you, sir, might have some explaining to do yourself.
Okay, first of all, that python thing, that was an unknown. We thought it was dead. Turns out it wasn't. Second of all,
That's why you work here by yourself? I thought it was just because you made a lot of money selling python hats.
I mean, in a way, that's the truth.
More wages, baby.
Okay.
Does we have to do a deception check?
Look,
Would
if
you
want
like
the
to
hat,
see it?
You can you want the hat, you buy the hat. If you don't want the hat, get out. I'm trying to be respectful here. I'm trying to show you some product. If you want me to show you another hat, I'll show you another hat. But we're not going to sit here and have a full court proceeding just because you're a little weird about harpy feathers.
Oh, I'm a little worried about harpy feathers. You ever met one?
No, but apparently I've met a goblet on stilts.
Oh, he's a funny one, isn't he? Well, I've heard that they can have some pretty nasty effects on people. How long have you been working with that hat?
Sylvia's just gonna like slowly start wheeling back. Just like go towards the door.
I mean,
You know
Rest
what?
was just like strutting around in his.
First of all, okay, how about this? You know what? I'm not going to offer you the harpy hat no more. Because you know what? From the look of you, you look like you can't afford it. So I'm not going to waste my time. Do you want the normal hat or what?
No, sir, I can afford your hat. I'm just worried about your safety here. Those harpy feathers can do a nasty number on you.
You said you only had 40 gold pieces.
Sir, you think I'd throw out my whole wallet walking into an establishment?
You're a goblin.
No, sir, I am not.
Let me hold on for a second. He goes behind the desk and he pulls out what looks to be some sort of children's book, and he takes it to the page for G, and there's a goblin there. He's like, "Are you sure?"
Hey, is that lad blue?
Like, I guess, yeah.
No, sir, he is not. Oh no!
You want to buy that? I don't want any trouble. I don't want to hurt nobody.
I know you don't want to hurt nobody, sir. That's why I'm so worried about that hat.
Okay,
Hold
you're making me
your
uncomfortable.
turn to get the next round.
Yeah, that's fine. This is what it's like for now.
Alright, sir, alright. If you don't want me to make sure that that harpy hat is safe and doesn't have any kind of nasty effects hanging around on it that I know you probably didn't get off yourself being a simple hat salesman. By the way, I am a virgin. We are from the Tinkerlands. We are not goblins. We have never done anything that nasty to nobody. So I don't appreciate a little bit of prejudice here.
Well,
I'm sorry that your children's book might not have us, but if that is your knowledge of the whole world, maybe it's no wonder you think your harpy hat's worth 50 gold. I'll take the normal tricorn.
he kind of just gives it to you, and then he takes the money. Just get out of here. Have a nice day.
I'm keeping my eye on that
And,
hat
and
before we
as
leave.
you're leaving, he's like looking at that children's book, and he's like questioning his entire history at this point. Man, you get carried to the ringer.
Yeah, that's great. Something like it's out the store.
My plan was to tell him a story about how scary harpies is and cause fear on him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You know that's
Make
like
him think it's the
illegal, right?
harpy hat. No, I know it's illegal. I'll make him think it's because he was messing with the harpy hat.
Sylvia like gets back, like after you guys got Sylvia with the inspiration, like I don't even know what to say about that. The hat looks nice on you though.
Moving along, we're gonna go.
Thank you.
Caldo and Bianca, you guys are going to the Sour Glass, right?
Oh, we've been there. We're on
Yeah.
round 2.5 right now.
Yeah,
Are you carousing?
maybe.
No, I'm just.
No. That lady in the corner is looking at you, brother. I think you should approach her.
I don't care.
I think you do.
I think that
Yeah,
merits a
really
persuasion check.
From me?
For you to convince him, yes.
No.
Oh god!
I'll look at Caldor. That's a man.
Oh, then we're gonna need. Yeah, still might be interested.
We're gonna need more.
Need more ale. Round 3.
Alright, roll me a D100, Caldor.
Oh. There we go.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Why did you all have to roll D100?
I don't know. It's just drinking beer.
The only thing I know about is the wild magic table. Oh no.
My fucking face hurts.
Okay, we'll address that once we're done with everyone, Caldor. But essentially, you're gonna wander off.
Alrighty.
Quaylip.
Yeah.
You're making your way to the temple of Alea. So when you arrive there, you see many people get the word for it when there's a word for when you beat yourself to punish yourself. What is that word?
Self-flagellation.
Yes. That's what you're experiencing as you're walking into this chapel.
Grenade fragmentation.
Ah, that one. That's the severe self-punishment sub-discipline of this order.
Okay, so what would you like to do here?
Let me. I'm going to look for the person here that appears to be the most like cut up and bleeding. because
Okay.
I would think that they would probably be the most pious of this order, possibly the highest.
Okay, and you look around and you find a minotaur who has been whipping
Nice.
himself, and he has scars all over his body. You can see thick pieces of fur and pelt where he is healed over or not healed over properly. There's fresh wounds that are more than likely from today, and he is going to town. Like everyone else is kind of pussyfooting around it. He is like full on whipping himself.
I will stand by politely and wait for him to notice me, because I'm a little afraid of interrupting him.
I'm saying after about like 15 minutes, he looks over and he's like, "Are you here for the purification rituals?" And he like hands you a blood-soaked cat of nine tails.
Well, I was mostly here to let you know of some things happening in the town and maybe give you a heads up, but if it would make you trust me more,
No. What would Quaalude do?
I can't tell you what to do. It's up to you, Quaalude.
WWQD.
what would Quailith do? Quailith would do the first thing that comes to mind, which is to
Earn trust, baby.
gotta earn the trust somehow. I'm vaguely persuasive, but you know.
Okay, so you will. What's the word again? So I just remember it.
Self-flagellate.
Yeah, you will self-flagellate, and you will earn yourself advantage on all persuasion and any social roles in this encounter.
Oh, how much damage
Damn.
is he?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
you're gonna take
probably
about.
myself.
You try to put it in the beginning, but he kind of looks at you sternly. So I'm gonna ask you: are you gonna hit yourself hard?
I will use all of my strength. I'm not strong.
Okay, so you're gonna do about 10 damage to yourself with these swings.
That's total, or like
Total.
each swing.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it's total.
Swing. You will knock yourself unconscious.
Or swings in, and I'd be like, okay, please talk to me now. I'm gonna die. Okay, 10 damage. Done. Done and done.
It's nice to see a stranger who respects our cultures and our rituals. How can I help you?
Well, just as a to be out in the open, I am a follower of the Raven Queen. Myself and some companions of mine located, to use the least number of words, a crypt underneath the cemetery here in town. We found quite a large number of undead wandering around in there, including a lich, and we destroyed him, but he might be back, and I think it for the health of the town and the region in general, it would be a good idea to go down there and consecrate to the ground and make sure there's no lingering presence of evil or any undead that we may have missed.
Give me a persuasion check. With advantage, as I said.
How about a 25?
I'm pretty sure that is gonna do it. That's also a natural 20, if I'm reading that correctly.
Yep.
So, you explain to him what happens, and he looks very upset. And he lets out his Minotaur scream, which causes everyone to get up. And you realize at this point that his cat of nine tails starts to glow. And it's more or less his holy item. That's what they use. And he says, well, guess they want to be purified a second time. It'll be our pleasure. And he starts rallying up all the clerics in the area, and they run off towards the graveyard.
So this is what
I
our
will
party looked like.
gladly go with them and show them where the entrance was that we went down, but not go with them down in.
Okay, so you show them to the entrance, and as the entrance is opening, a zombie pops out, and this Minotaur whips it with this glowing cat of nine tails, and it just turns to dust and just blows off into the wind. And then they just start running down
The way you operate. What is your name, cowman?
the ghoul.
It was wonderful to make your acquaintance. If I am in Westport again, we will have to sit down and have a drink.
BDSM Brigade got hands, though.
Hell yeah, they do.
So
Just imagine like this marching of clerics down there, just self-flagellating as they go, just to like hype themselves up.
yeah, they're like running and whipping at the same time. It's a very fluid motion for them at this point.
As I get to the entrance of the graveyard on my way out, I'm going to slap myself on the chest and dump 10 points of lay on hands on myself to just heal that back. I'll go through the motions, but it's not my faith, so...
Fair enough, fair enough.
Not my faith, not my flagellation.
Oh lord. Moving along, so that was a real interesting scene. I'm surprised you actually self-flagellate yourself. That was pretty funny.
WWQD, baby. Make it feature.
Gotta do what you gotta do to get things done.
Or just have no idea.
I'm a results-oriented person with absolutely no clue as to what's going on around him.
Amazing. So back at the tavern, where did Calder go?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, you know Calder, he actually is kind of
Yeah, he's a helpful one.
Gonna say handsome. Do I see Calder, or is he just like gone?
He's gone.
Okay.
It was kind of normalized because he would go. He broke the seal, so he kept going to the bathroom. And at one point, one of those times he went to the bathroom, he just didn't come back.
Well,
We've all been there.
I'm gonna go check the bathroom.
The bathroom is empty, with the exception of a halfling having a little trouble with his breakfast. If you get my drift.
Oh, that's too bad. Better out than in. Do I see him anywhere in the bar? Or tavern?
No. And you're distracted by the screams of this halfling that sounds like it's birthing a narwhal.
Poor guy.
I'll close the door. I'll just look at the barkeep or whatever. You're gonna have a problem. And I'm just gonna like leave a small tip, and I'm gonna walk outside. Do I see Calder out there?
No.
Okay, so he hasn't been gone very long. I'm just gonna go back inside and ask around vaguely, like, did you see and give Calder's description wander off? Just to random people in the tavern.
No.
Oh, we don't get to hear Bianca homoerotically describe him.
No, I mean, he doesn't. No. I haven't seen him. I mean, I thought he was with you, but I haven't seen him.
Walking outside, since it's usually like, in this area, is it paved roads or is it just kind of like dirt roads?
This type of town it's cobblestone.
Cobblestone. Double fuck. I have no idea where he went. I will just wait outside with Firebrand for him to come back, because when the drunk person wanders off, it's easier just to stay at the bar and wait for him. He's not answering his phone. Okay, I'll just wait for others to, as we told them where I was gonna be with Calder, so wait for people to reconvene back.
Okay. All right. So once you guys are all done buying your hats and self-flagellizing, are you guys heading back to the Sour Glass?
Yes.
Yeah.
If the rest of the group is, I would just tag along. As goes.
Yeah, because I figure Sylvia need a place to sit down and do the map thing.
So, Sylvia, you can go ahead and work on your map. Everyone else, Calder's missing. We had a couple drinks. Tried to hook me up with a very handsome man. It's not bad. I don't know where he went. Check the bathroom. Sylvia. Sylvia.
Did you check our room?
Sylvia, don't go to the bathroom. Trust me. Don't go in there. Narwhal, Narwhal, halfling, don't go in there.
Oh, okay.
It's bad.
Oh, that's a lot out of a very tiny space.
I don't understand the physics behind it at all. It was crazy. So
What were you two drinking?
Oh, I should have prepared grease today. Damn it.
Wait, mine was ale. That was fine. Can I check Calder's room? Is he in his room?
Yeah, you head up to Calder's room, and for lack of a better term, there's a tie on the door.
Oh, that's what happened. Ha. All right.
Respa will just like.
Quaylith, do you know what this means on the door?
God, no.
Maybe.
Yes, the setup.
Bray on looks with great joy.
As Kavinicus goes through Quaylith's history of, would he have any idea what something tied on a door would mean? I have no idea. As I just
I'm not even gonna like roll insight because he's so just oblivious. I'm gonna say he probably just wouldn't know, just because of his like life history.
Sure. If you want to check his room, I'll check back downstairs.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're right there by the door.
I don't like going in other people's areas, and you kind of wander off in general. He would expect you to do it.
You're very strange tonight. Did something
too much
weird
noise.
happen at the hat store?
I did not go to the hat store.
Oh.
I just had a couple drinks. I'll go back down and check.
Oh, okay. I'll put my ear up against the door. I do not have very good perception, but
We're not going to detail that. We're all adults here. Okay.
it's more can I hear anything if I put my ear against the door? I rolled higher than a 10, so I could hear
PG answer,
something.
yes.
You hear what sounds like self-flagellation on the inside. I'm sorry, I was putting it all up just for that moment.
At the sounds of somebody in the room, and not, well, hopefully not in distress, I will go back downstairs and say, "Yeah, he's in his room."
Oh,
Just deadpan, he's in his room, and then sit down and order a drink.
Okay. Is anyone else planning on getting drunk tonight?
Not
Maybe
really
after.
drunk.
Maybe after Sylvia gets all of her work done.
Like 1 or 2 more, and then we'll just
Okay.
call it a day.
All right. So
Bray
no
will
one's-
probably play cleanup as he does, trying to get some freebies of whatever other people leave behind.
Oh God, that's so disgusting.
Very
He doesn't
Yeah,
on it.
disgusting. All right, so you guys, enjoy your night. All of you, go to bed on your own time. Calder, you wake up in the bed of Thrain Red. You wake up with Thrain Red Silk's wife in your bed.
Oh no.
Does he know that it's his wife though? Because we
Oh.
never met her.
Yeah.
She told him.
Oh, that bitch. That's just cold-hearted. Just be like, oh, by the way, a captain of the guard is my husband.
By the way, come visit House Red Silk.
This could get awkward. You shouldn't leave here till we go on a boat.
But you said.
Oh, do you inform us the next day?
I also am going to etch like my cloud rune back in my armor and my fire rune on my weapon.
Okay, noted in my book.
But yeah, do I leave my okay. Well, that was an interesting night. I'm gonna go have some breakfast. And I'm gonna go downstairs.
She kind of stares at you, and she's still kind of mesmerized with a smile on her face.
That tends to happen.
This is giving me mad flashbacks to the fucking whatchamacallit, fucking debauchery tea party.
Highly specific, yet highly
Yeah.
vague.
No, somebody fucked the head of one of the other guilds' wife.
This was
And-
unintentional. It just sort of
it was also unintentional. It was during carousing, and it just sort of set the rest of our adventure.
Look.
It's also why we named ourselves Debauchery Tea Party. Much to me saying, "Don't do this, guys."
So at breakfast with Calder, I'll just say, he was actually pretty handsome. You were right.
Well, I mean, I have an eye for things sometimes. I would also like 2 servings of eggs. Famished.
Do we have? Wait, is Quaylith here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see you come in. So,
But every time.
are we? Do we just want to kind of gather our things and wait? What time is the boat leaving today?
As soon as you guys are ready.
Oh,
No.
get those
Two
things. No,
things.
Calder, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Two
Agreed.
things real quick, Joe. So the previous night, I would have used the right tool for the job to to replace my woodcarver's tools with the cartographer's tools.
Okay.
What sort of check should I make to make a copy of the map for spray? Because I don't have the proficiency, I just have the tools.
And Spray could assist.
You
Possibly, maybe?
Well, not on this one, but give me a history check.
Okay.
History check? Oh, that's perfect.
I can't wait to give you this map.
15 hot sauce.
Could have done better.
Hey man, those are some strong level 5 rolls.
Yeah, that's very middle of the road. Yes.
I think it's cool.
These
Calder,
were
you
cool.
have a
What if
strange
16 is
perfume
the
on
outside?
you.
Oh, I wear that sometimes.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it covers up the musk of mountain.
You should probably still shower. Just
Fine.
no.
Okay, so what did you get?
16.
Oh, great. So you are able to use what you guys paid for, and also what you have for memory. and you are able to make this hasty draw.
Nice. It's not bad at all. She passes it over to Spray. She's like, it's not the. She's like, not the best in the world, but what can I say? I'm not a cartographer. She passes it over to him, and she's gonna again spend. She'll spend another hour changing the cartographer's tools back into the woodcarver's tools.
Thank you so much, sister. It will do wonderfully.
And while you're
Yeah, no
converting your tools back, and I really don't understand what you're doing, like
Mhm.
Sylvia, it looks important.
Oh no, this was the night before. This is why you guys were doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because while she's on her long rest, she's also going to use her last item infusion to change her python hat, her python boonie hat, into a python boonie hat of water breathing.
Nice.
When did you all get animals on your head?
Oh, this
Oh,
little
yeah.
thing. It was there.
That one's wearing a turtle.
Yesterday.
Look at me. Look what I can do. I can go. And then just.
Fair enough. I like helmets. Helmets are important.
Audie.
Just like the shape, you know?
Thrain Red Silk comes in and begins to eat his breakfast.
Okay, we should probably leave.
Okay, sure.
We really in a rush for the boat, guys? I mean,
If it leaves without us, how long do we have to wait for the next one? 3 months.
that's true.
Wise
He
to
says that
stock
you
up
see his wife start to walk down the steps.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, me neither.
What?
It's a wonder why she was upstairs. They should probably talk it out. We should go on our trip and just call this one a wash.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Don't you think we should stock up on extra comfort supplies that you soft lads might need on the sea?
Nope,
Oh, I
charter
bought-
boat.
I bought what I needed.
Have my head. This is what I want to.
I can use you as bait to fish sometimes too, Spray, so it's fine.
No idea that you had sex with his wife. All right. Let's go.
I listened at the door, and I don't have any idea that that's what was going on.
Oh. No.
Okay, so you guys shamelessly make your way out of the Sour Glass to the south, to the lower docks. And as you're getting close, you see a lot of a commotion. It seems like a crowd is gathering. And as you get closer, you see why. There is a ship at port that, from your angle as you're walking down the hill, is literally shaped like a cracker. And it's moored in this dock.
Is that for us?
Boat?
Is that for us?
Spray would like to roll to know if to see if he knows what kind of boat this is. What would you like me to do for that? Or would I just
Ditto.
know?
History.
I would like
give
to
you
do the
advantage on
same
this,
thing.
actually, and I'll tell you why later.
yeah. I believe I may know why, and I'm terrified.
Oh yeah, we did discuss that. Yep.
Yup.
I don't know what kind of boat it is, but I think we're going to have a cracking good time on it.
I don't get the joke.
Spray is
So what'd you
already
roll?
contemplating throwing him overboard. I rolled a 15. Roll a
you
15 for my dragon.
Yeah, so you recognize this ship. You're familiar with it because you used to serve on it. This is the HMS
hold
Bulette.
on.
It's a
Yes, it
44
is.
gun warship.
Silence says nothing to the team.
Spray. Which vessel is? Would you know which one would be taking passengers on a 3-month trip?
Oh, on a 3-month trip, you say? I would. You'd really have to look for a big boat, maybe one with sails.
One. Biggest one?
I guess that could maybe be it, but we can't be sure. It could be any
Let's
boat,
go ask.
really.
Yeah, we should probably ask.
Well, I
Can Calder
Alright.
spray his arm up and just
Yeah.
and
Hook 'em.
hook him between me and
Oh, no.
Biarca?
wait. What
Is there
Biarca-
like a
All
harbor?
legs dangling in between you.
Is there like a harbor master or someone that we can speak to about which
Yeah.
ship is ours?
And yeah, the harbor master's sitting there on his chair smoking his pipe, and he says, "Oh, You're just in time.
Yes. Which ship is ours?
The Raemia one, right there.
And which one is it?
The big one that's shaped like a squid.
Oh, that's pretty fancy. Thank you.
We look down at Spray. Is this a good one?
Oh yeah, she's a wonderful vessel. She'll get us across.
Fantastic.
This is the important part, is it not?
And I do have Firebrand with me, obviously. So.
A arrow whizzes by Spray's head.
What?
We should move faster.
From what
Oh,
direction?
no. It's not coming from behind you. It came from the ship.
From the
Oh.
ship?
Oh, never
And
mind.
down the gangplank
What did you do?
comes a Raemia with a silvered arm, so like a prosthetic, and a Raemia woman with a arrow, basically pulled taut over his shoulder, and she says, "No one said we were picking you up."
I believe, along with Calder, we're just going to be looking like at Spray as he's kind of linked in our arms.
Ray is
What'd you do?
frozen with his feet slightly dangling off of the ground like a small child because he's being held by Big Ben.
He's our prisoner.
This one? And I kind of just like, wait, you have hair?
Yes, I do have hair. He's
wait.
got a little bit orange hair.
Oh, okay, I'll kind of just like,
Gross.
this one? How far away is this individual? And does she have like an arrow knocked or whatever?
Yes, she does.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of like sit down Spray with Calder, and like kind of just like step in front of him.
Yeah, he should probably get behind us.
I know, yeah, Spray is going to waddle behind the big man.
What seems to be the problem?
The problem is him, and they kind of look around and point at Spray.
What about
Oh, and the man you assume to be the captain says, "Oh no, Spray, pray tell, why aren't you allowed on my ship?"
Me and I,
what's that, Spray?
there was a
Oh, praise Talia,
Miss-
there are miracles. He's tongue-tied.
misunderstanding.
He
Then
took
I
my
will
own
remind
piece of
you.
shit.
I had no control over that. You tried to beat me.
I'm sorry, you stole what from the man?
I don't have it. I wouldn't call it stealing. There wasn't much left to take.
Did you say arm?
So,
Yes,
You
and he
steal
kind of
an arm.
shows the silvered arm. You probably appreciate it as a tinker. A silvered arm of what's left of his actual appendage.
what does the rest of this individual look like?
Good question, and that's why I have handouts. One moment.
So it's like, oh, prosthetics. I always considered possibly just cutting my own legs off and getting prosthetics, but it seemed like kind of an investment.
Dog.
That got dark
So
fast.
that is the captain,
Yes, it is.
and this is the woman who shot the arrow.
These are names that look kind of familiar to me for some reason.
Well, I'm sorry.
Actually, met them as the debauchery tea party. This is going to be the first time you see
Yeah,
them.
I was about to say, I'm like, I know the name Sorella Galenus.
I'm sorry. What were your names again?
Captain Falco and my first mate, Lady Cirilla. And his name is not getting on this ship. That's his full name.
I kind of just give like a slight, like elbow nudge to Respa, with the look of like, see if you can charm her way on here.
Oh, well, they do that. I might try to sleight of hand the necklace that is tied around Biarka's hand onto Respa's. It may be useful.
The rest of you are fine, but he cannot come.
I did see you do that.
But we do have a letter saying that we all need to be there.
Yes, the terms it seems as though you agreed upon. Respa.
Show me this letter you're speaking about.
We all got one, right?
Yeah, we do. We all
Alright.
have one. You actually have my copy as well.
Okay. I'll pull out my copy because I like it better because it's addressed to me.
So he looks at it, and why does he want you to come back? And he makes a comment towards Spray in Raemia, and most of you speak it, and basically uses two words that are for faithless and accursed.
Let's just
If
say
it's
it's for old time's sake or something.
And we don't really like him that much either. As I turn back and look at Spray and just kind of wink. I'm sure that
You realize I can see you.
no, I'm facing away from him.
Oh, okay.
So you just like
true.
turn like, just like
We
turn
really
like.
I'm not lying. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's toleration more than anything.
Really, it's
They have to. I'm their brother.
I kind of
There was
like,
the lightning incident.
I kind of smile at Respa.
It's the light. There was the lightning
The
incident.
lightning incident?
The other lightning.
Oh,
But look, we're
Only-
all fine.
only half the lightning was his fault.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna turn
Yeah.
and be smiling at Respa, like with like a certain like look on my face, and be like, surely Spray would be willing to do all of the swabbing and cleaning in order to gain passage on the ship, don't you think?
I mean, this sounds reasonable to me.
Including the bath.
Oh, definitely the bath.
James Wallace. He's good at those.
Builds character.
you remember when the last time you put me done?
Yeah, but we weren't here to make sure you stayed on.
He's gotten much better.
So he'll be your responsibility.
Biarkas.
So I'll put it.
And I will show my my insignia representing my rank, if it means anything to him or not. I don't know.
It will. He says, with all due respect, if you make him your responsibility, and very well, but just know, if I have to throw him off, you all are getting thrown off.
If he
So-
causes any problems, we'll throw him off ourselves.
And I'll take off my backpack and say, "Well, Spray." And I'll just hand him my very heavy backpack and
That is what
the
I do
reins,
with
the firebrand. Well, go make sure that we'll be comfortable, Spray.
Oh god, it's not gonna go well. He's only 4'7" right now.
I know.
That weighs more than he does.
So, and an elven man walks down the gangplank with a mop, and he just slaps it in Spray's hands. And he looks
He's
you
like
up and
trying
down.
to-
He's like, "Welcome back."
Oh, no place like home.
Just real quick, do any of us notice because we're getting ready to leave Mindartis around, or were we supposed to tell him?
He's right on the ship already. He's waving at you.
Oh, he's up there?
Oh,
Oh, he's
that-
waving.
Punctual cleric.
Weird.
Yeah.
For the last time, I'm not a cleric.
You call yourself whatever you want, but we know what we see when we smell them.
That
kind of shakes his head and just walks.
have you guys seen all of you have seen Muppet Treasure Island, right?
Yeah.
Remember the big blue hawk guy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The sails!
You're all weird.
I would like to say Muppet Treasure Island is one of my favorite movies. I shamelessly will say that.
Damn, brother.
It's a great
So-
movie.
No good.
And it did take a lot for me not to use the music in this particular part of the story. I have self-control.
I don't.
Lies.
I have starfish in my pants.
Shiver my timber, shiver my soul.
Don't sing it. Don't get me. Don't get me in trouble. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are free to go aboard. Spray, you better get to work. And the rest of you are shown quarters apart from the crew. There's actually guest quarters towards the stern of the ship, below the captain's quarters, and they're pretty respectable.
Do you have a handout of the layout of the ship?
Do I have a handout layout of the ship? I will next session.
Yeah.
I have to make a copy of it. But I got
If
you.
not, Spray could be forced to give the party a tour, seeing as he does know
Actually,
it
I'm
well.
going to print you. I have at least the top for you. 1 second.
Sick. You know, I could have been a lawyer, but they said I had too much heart.
I swear to God, if I get in trouble, Twitch. Don't do it.
No, Björkai. Been thinking about maybe taking up a name while we're on this boat.
Really.
Turn off. And then it light up.
So can you get a? You can't get DCMA'd for just singing, right?
I mean, your hair is quite silver. That's
Technically, I think you can.
just.
Really? That's wild.
Pretty messed up.
You gotta understand,
I mean,
it's not someone sitting there watching everyone stream. It's an algorithm listening to harmonies and rhythm.
Well, good thing we were flat.
Yeah, you just have to sing poorly, and you're fine.
We can just lie and just say it's a variation of like "Happy Birthday."
Yeah, because do you think the others do you think the others would be okay calling me big fat ugly bug faced baby eating O'Brien?
I mean, it's a bit strange, but I think they might go for it.
It's a long name.
Okay, with
I
that,
would
we are
call
gonna,
you
think
just
on it.
O'Brien.
I'll think on it.
okay. So with that, we're gonna set sail so we don't get in trouble. Sons of bitches.
It's a nickname.
Oh, Eastport, you've been good to me.
Were we in Eastport or Westport? I got so confused with.
We're in Eastport.
Oh, he doesn't
You're
even
in
know
Newport.
directions. He's a lich.
Quelith just comes and goes as he pleases. It doesn't matter what direction it's in.
You know, everyone, what's really great about being on a ship is Quailid can only go so far.
Unless he learns how to walk on water.
As you turn around
hope
and you
not.
don't see me.
Damn it. I told him to tell us. We'll work on that. It's fine. It's fine. I'm actually really curious. Where does Spray specifically take Firebrand?
I'm assuming that there would be larger storage down in the bowels, correct?
Yes.
Aye, there's probably a stall down there. It's a warship, so there's almost certainly more stalls.
Extra hay, please.
While I'm hiding,
Yes,
I will be right back.
The hay won't be necessary.
Oh no. It's necessary for Spray.
Oh no, actually not. So like,
Spray's going to be sleeping down by Firebrand to make sure that he is comfortable.
well, Firebrand's gonna be comfortable because as soon as Firebrand steps
Sleeping.
into the stall,
Yeah.
a mage does wave of the hand and basically encases him in crystal.
Whoa. What? Excuse me? Whoa.
He's not hurt. This keeps him, one, it saves us the trouble of feeding a horse, and it also saves him the trouble of dealing with the seasickness and the unpleasantness of being on the ship for a horse.
So what you're saying is you encased my horse in carbonite.
No. What's carbonite?
Oh, sorry. Never mind. Quick question. Does this work on very short, blue people?
It doesn't work well with horses are more sturdy.
Never mind.
Alright, so with that, you guys have set sail, and the group and Mendardis have all, or you're on your way home to Raemia. So we're gonna end it.
The sails!
Shiver my timber, shiver my soul. Yo, yo, ho, ho, ho.
All of you are evil. Anyway, but thank you very much for playing, guys. It was fun. This should be an interesting voyage. Very interesting. I'm gonna watch this tonight.
Hell yeah.
Disney
Plot twist. We're gonna use a real, actual 3-month period to do the journey.
Well, no, it's not gonna take that long. We're gonna fast forward a little bit, but it also depends on what you guys do on the ship and what happens. So we'll see. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate the people who stuck with us the whole time.
Thanks for the game, brother.
No problem. It was fun. You guys, this was a decent RP session. I enjoyed it.
Good times.
XP.
Oh yeah.
XP.
Fantastic shift from Social
XP,
Combat.
yes.
Wonderful
You guys-
encounters though.
Yeah, you guys will get a 500 XP for RP and all around just playing your character very well.
Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
like, so to what? 3067?
Something
Yep.
like that.
Well, I think don't we add the XP because the way the XP tiers go is it goes in the blocks, but like level so what's the exact amount of XP we're at then?
We're at 9567 total XP.
Thank you.
95, 67. Oh shit. I was 200 behind you guys.
What amount?
9567 is what I have.
No, what's the level?
That doesn't right.
What's
Uh,
the basis?
Oh, 14 something, right?
14,000 even is level 6.
Level 6.
Yes. Creeping our way there.
If we get there.
Shortly.
Are we doing any inspiration today, or should we let chat decide?
Ooh.
I'm down for letting chat decide, but I would like to hear arguments. Chat.
Shout out.
Do you have any-
Playing along.
I
Big
enjoyed
good poll.
doing self-flagellation. I think
That was pretty
that
funny.
was a worthy moment.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Do you have inspiration already, Kevin?
No, I do not.
Okay, you can take it. I feel like
I
that's-
will.
Another
I didn't get to actually threaten Harry, so I don't know if the hat shop will quite do it.
I mean,
Poor fucking Harry.
inspiration and no one's using it, so I don't know who.
Yeah,
I no longer have it because I used mine.
I still have mine.
I currently.
I'm pretty sure if I had any, I used some.
The hell indeed.
The helm.
Actually, you're not. You're a year old. You're not getting this anymore. No excuse. Anyway, sorry. So those of you in the hat shop, you can if you don't have inspiration, you can take it.
Excellent.
Yarka.
Yeah.
Thinking of what Yarka does. You've done a lot. I also like you had a lot of good mannerisms. Like I was watching your camera, especially when they were inviting Mendardis onto the ship, and you were like in the background, like, "Don't do it." yeah, so you could take inspiration. I think everyone did a really good job today. For our RP session, it went smoothly. But we will not next week. We'll have another one the week after. Actually, wait a minute. That's pending a few things.
Move city, bitch.
Yeah, moving and redoing the bathroom before we officially move in. That's pending. We'll see. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would say tentative. I'll let you guys know by that Monday, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Well,
That's fine, yeah.
To give you kind of time to make other plans, so you're not wasting your Friday night.
I was gonna say, if you need to switch a week so you can do it and then not
Mhm.
feel bad about making it go 3 or X number of weeks before another session,
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to move it up. I may have to do it on one of my Tuesday streams, if that's okay with you guys.
Oh, that would actually be
Schedule's
awesome.
Super open now because I graduated,
Yeah.
done with school. So
So that's what we'll do. As
Yeah.
long as you guys are, because I'm not going to be able to do that stuff during the work week. So as long as you guys are cool with doing it on that Tuesday, we can have a session that week then. Because I really would like that weekend open.
But the
Yeah, let
following
me
Mhm.
double check. So
Yeah,
that would be
not
Tuesday
coming-
the
22nd.
Tuesday the
I
22nd.
When we start discussing scheduling,
I mean, I think it's good to know for chat, to people to know when we're going to be
No,
out
I
next.
think
Yeah,
chat
chat
definitely needs to know. I mean, they're the ones who
Yeah.
watch. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
That Tuesday would be awesome. I'm also just down in general if we ever decide to move the stream night, because that other D&D stream I'm part of on Fridays is starting up again soon. Apparently, we're trying to figure out scheduling because we've all 3 people have gotten new jobs and graduated from college since this happened, so we might end up moving that around. But yeah, just because I really like fighting Sylvia, and if I could stick around as long as I can, I'd like to.
well,
So-
We need our sister.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
guys-
say we'll miss our sister.
Yeah, we can look at
Yeah.
it this way. You guys know when I stream normally. It's Monday, Tuesdays,
Mhm.
Fridays, and Sundays. Obviously, Sundays is not going to work. But
Oh,
if-
yeah. Yeah.
But if
No,
a
no.
Tuesday works for you guys, just let me know. Is that an issue with anyone if we made that permanent? That change?
Tuesday.
Not a
I
problem?
just need to know for sure so that I can make sure I'm leaving work on time to be home in time, because I normally work until 6.
I may,
So being home by 6:30, I have to just work around that. Possible.
I may-
Just give a heads up.
do have some difficulty, just in general around that time because my family is going to be moving. But I will do my best. I will literally call in from an airport office if need be.
Nice.
My only potential thing with Tuesdays is my wife sometimes teaches classes on Tuesdays,
Okay.
but I think it would be late enough that we shouldn't cross streams with when she's teaching.
Okay.
Cross stream.
I think
Yeah.
we'd be okay.
All right. So,
Yeah.
it's still tentative. We will, at least for this coming Tuesday. No, not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, we can do that just to make it. If everyone's okay with that, but we'll talk then about if we want to make that permanent, make it easier. I don't know. This is
We'll
just a
feel it
rough
out.
time, so I appreciate you
Yeah,
guys
fill
being.
it out. Life happens, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he collects a relic unicorn.
Unicorn love. I love it.
But the Buccaneers did drown their sins in rum.
Okay.
So
Thank
the
you
devil
everyone
himself
for
would
watching.
call them scum.
If you haven't given us a follow, please give us a follow. We do this every other week. Any other week, any other day. For Mondays and Tuesdays, we generally do a lot of painting. Next thing I'm going to be painting is Luca Vi, Mother of Nightmares. Pray for me, my first AOS model, and just the
Vamps
painting
babies.
It's going to be rough. Jordan, if you want to join, you can post what you have been painting, post what you are working on or finished. A lot of people play video games together, so don't
And
be bashful.
occasionally talk to the players of the game.
And you can actually talk to the players again. And we're gonna be implementing more things to have you guys a little bit more involved. We're gonna be rolling those out slowly as we discussed before we started the game, and we will see where those go. But until next time, thank you for watching and be safe out there. Look both ways, drink milk, and yeah. See ya.
Unless you're lactose intolerant.
Unless you're lactose intolerant, yes.
True that.
Yeah, they'll
And
do it
thank you for
anyway.
the videos to the Chugga Nation. I appreciate it.
Chugga.
Chugga Prime.